beginning of Vampire Hustlers started during the pandemic when Derek, aka D-WREX, sent me a piece of artwork that he made, and it was a fake movie poster for a movie called The Return of the Vampire Hustlers from Hell. And he said, do you have any Italian horror music circa 1970s for this? And I said, no, I don't. But if you're willing to wait on that artwork and like sit on it, I would love to write some stuff for it because some 1970s action horror music sounds really cool.
It kind of came about of just me sitting around drinking some beers and watching goofy B movies. You know, I was like, oh man, it would be cool to come up with some sort of fake movie poster in like the vein of some of those old Italian movies. I was like, it'd be cool to have like a buddy cop movie where they're in like shitty 70s, early 80s New York fighting vampires. And their vampires are slutty hookers. This was the main bad guy, or at least how I drew him anyways. And I was originally only gonna do this character on this single artwork, but I thought that it needed something else because there was too much empty space in there. So I drew his decrepit vampire form. I got to this point and then transferred it digitally, and then that's how it ended up coming out from these two base sketches.
The vibe is a dirty, grimy, funky 1970s vibe, and it's what we're going for. So I started writing tracks. It's the pandemic. I had a lot of downtime. There wasn't a lot of paying work, so I'm just working on this and trying to channel my creativity into something fun, positive, and not lose my mind.
It was originally like supposed to be just like 1 or 2 songs, which that one song ended up turning into 14 songs, I think. And then individual artwork for singles, and then some promotional stuff. So yeah, it just kind of kept snowballing.
I recorded at Ennio Morricone's studio, Forum Studios in Rome. The first single for Vampire Hustlers, The Becoming, starts with this very creepy cathedral organ track. Now, Ennio's studio is giant and beautiful, designed by RCA in the 50s, and it's underground, and above it is the 3rd largest cathedral in Rome, which is saying something. I was allowed to record the cathedral organ in the cathedral and capture that giant sound, a 7-second reverb. That means if you make a sound, you hear that sound for 7 more seconds. I recorded some of the instruments that have been there, that have been on, you know, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and all these iconic spaghetti western films. I recorded orchestral bass drum, orchestral cymbals, vibraphone, orchestral bells, keyboard glockenspiel. I recorded timpani, all these wonderful instruments that at the time I didn't have any of those, and I recorded them in this big, beautiful room. And then I hired a ton of horn players on tuba, trumpet, baritone sax, trombone, and also euphonium, which if you don't know is kind of like a tuba. So I had this horn section with lots of parts to work with, which was wonderful. So I mixed that in with the guitars that I had recorded, electric bass, the drums, the percussion, all of these other things I've recorded. And then the last thing I put on was a clavinet D6, which most people know it as the intro for Stevie Wonder's Superstition. There is superstition. It's that classic 70s sound. I rented that, I got it here and recorded it here in my studio, and it was incredibly fun. Added some of that in for some 70s vibe.
The artwork just started with sketches, and then the sketches just get a little more fleshed out, and then you go through the whole inking process of like really fine-tuning everything, and then comes in the pain in the ass part of like adding color to it. I mean, this was something I've been working on for months. I'll start with a sheet of paper, pencil, and just start sketching out rough drafts, ideas, real basic stuff, just to kind of get layout and flow, and take that piece of paper, scan it into the computer, so then I have it digitally. Then I'll start to further refine that sketch.
Everything's intentional. Every note, every instrument, the artwork, even the color of the vinyl. For example, this one, Vampire Hustlers, vampires, blood, so the vinyl is red. And I think when you make all those decisions matter, the end product is better and it comes out better, and people may not know why, but it is because someone cared about every decision along the way.
When people see the artwork and listen to the record, I want them to immediately go out and say, where can I watch this movie? But guess what? You're not going to be able to find this movie because it's not made yet. And I want somebody to say, I want to make that movie. And then that person go out and make that movie because I want to see this movie. That's what I would like people to take away from this.